Hi guys. So I messed up. I'm supposed to be in Spain this week and I booked my flights on the wrong date. I can say this here because she will never watch this channel, but my girlfriend is always right. The upshot is I have a couple of extra days at the desk that I hadn't expected to have, and I don't really tend to plan that far in advance. Smarter people might work on existing projects or existing case studies. I'm clearly not that smart because I get my flights wrong. So I wanted to try something new and I wanted to try something super specific. If you've seen the title of the video, I want to see if micro niche websites can still work. Right. Back when I got started with SEO, it was around about the time humans were still banging stones together to try and make fire. I would target one or two keywords and the whole site would be about 5 pages long and super focused on ranking for that one or two terms. It was when you'd have exact match domains everywhere. So if I wanted to rank for best blue widgets 2005, I would have bestbluewidgets2005.com, and the whole thing was about that one term. You don't really see that anymore. These days, it's big authority sites everywhere. Now, to be clear, to be very clear, this is not SEO is dead, this is not niche sites are dead, but micro niche sites have kind of gone the way of the dodo. We've all stopped building them. And maybe that's right. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just curious to see if it can still work in certain situations. Let's take an easy example here. So if you search best stretches for left knee pain on a Tuesday, don't actually search that. But I can tell you, it's going to be like Healthline in the top spot. And they're going to have a kind of general article on stretches for knee pain. Now, that probably matches the user's query, right? Most likely. Maybe there's a subsection on stretching your left knee pain, your left knee, and maybe there's a sentence about doing it on a Tuesday. Obviously, this is a bad example, but you get the idea. Now, if a physio who has 100 articles about knee pain and a load of links from other physios saying, oh, this guy's good for knee pain, if they write an article about stretching your left knee on a Tuesday, it's probably going to do pretty well. So you have that super specific term, but that site still has some authority and it still has topical relevancy. Now, there are 100-page PDFs out there on the idea of topical relevancy, and people apply it in different ways, and it's really not as simple as just write 1,000 articles and you're going to rank for that niche. But as a basic, and I mean super basic idea, take the channel you're watching just now. If I do one video on niche sites, if I do 100 videos on niche sites, Google might kind of think, oh, he maybe knows what he's talking about, or at least he talks enough about it that he'll accidentally get it right one day. So as a kind of broad idea, if you're talking about something enough, you probably know what you're talking about. Now, the way we tend to apply this to a niche website is, let's take coffee. If I have a coffee website, I will have a content hub on coffee beans, another on coffee grinders, another on cafetiere, another on coffee machines. You get the idea. So you break it down. And personally, I will tend to do about 25 to 50 articles in each hub, and I'll see which one picks up traction. The other way to do it is you could have an entire site on coffee mugs, and you could have 100 articles about how to make a coffee mug, where to buy a coffee mug, how to paint a coffee mug, why your coffee mug winds up missing, right? And that's a niche site, super focused on coffee mugs. And again, basic examples here. If you just write 100 articles on coffee mugs, you still need backlinks, you still need good content, you still need site speeds, all that jazz. But as a basic idea, the more you talk about something, the better it ranks. And it tends to be big sites everywhere these days. Now, I stumbled into a niche 3 days ago, that nobody's really covering. It is super small, it's super focused. The biggest search term is maybe going to be 10,000 a month global, about 7,000 of that is from the US. And there's no more than 15 topics you can really cover. And by that point, you are in the zero search term space, right? This niche is super small, but nobody else has covered all of the topics. Obviously, I went and looked at the competition, The top spots are authority sites that are kind of glazing over the basics. After that, you've got some smaller sites that I don't know if it's bad research or cheap freelancing, but the content quality isn't great. They all contradict each other. They all contradict the authority sites. One of the sites has 2 articles on the topic, and each article contradicts the other. So not great. But I think we have, let's say, a propensity in the SEO space to always think we have the best content. So the amount of times you'll hear someone say, I have the best content, but I'm being outranked because X, Y, Z. And actually, if you see the content, it's all right. It's kind of subpar. It's the kind of content that, you know, your eyes want to bleed because it's the best blue widgets are widgets that are blue and they are the best. And you can get it's the kind of generic stuff you get from a lot of freelance writers. In this case, it would be super easy to be the best content because the alternatives are just not good. Nobody's covering the topic in depth. There's kind of bits of information all around the place, but no one has one source. So what I want to do is I want to take these maximum 15 topics. I want to do good quality content for them. I want a nice clean design. I want a good aesthetic that suits the niche. I want to have one site that targets all of these terms. And I want to see if that topical relevance matters. I want to see if I cover everything in this small niche. Can it work? This isn't going to be a big site, obviously. It's not every site has to be a 7-figure exit on Empire Flippers. This is not going to be a site that makes thousands a month. I know related niches well enough to know that it could be a couple of $100 a month passive, which is fine for a couple of days work. I'm okay with that. But I do not know if this is going to work. I've not built a site this small in a while. So the plan is to do it within 2 or 3 days. I think we want a nice clean design. We want a nice aesthetic to it. It doesn't have to be a lot of work. It needs to load fast, obviously the usual stuff. Content-wise, I think we could do the whole thing in a day. It's not going to be that hard to do, and it's not going to be that hard to beat the competition. It really isn't. And because the site is so small, interlinking will be dead easy, and we can have everything linked up. We also want to do a funnel with it. So I found a PLR ebook we can give away. It's actually pretty good, and it will suit the niche quite well. We'll do a quick landing page. We'll give them the ebook for free, and we'll do 5 or 6 emails in the sequence. Now, you can't really finish a sales funnel before you have traffic to run through it because you need to test things. But as a first draft, I think we can have everything done. Site, content, domain hosting, sales funnel, everything within 2 or 3 days. And that is including, hopefully, a little bit of backlinks. So we're going to do a couple of things. So first of all, obviously get the site set up, get the design, put together the content, put together the sales funnel. I'm thinking a day and a half for all of that should be fine. After that, that gives us at least half a day, if not another day or maybe day and a half, of building some backlinks. So my thinking is maybe a small YouTube channel. We'll take 10 of the 15 articles, we'll give it to a voiceover artist, we'll get the voiceover done. I don't quite know what we'll do for the videos themselves yet, but it shouldn't be too difficult. So we'll put together a quick YouTube channel for it. We'll maybe do some Quora, maybe some Reddit actually would be good for this niche. We will do some outreach. So there is a broader niche to this that we could probably get some Harrow links or something from. But I think to start with, and we're on kind of limited time, I don't want to put loads of time into this. What we will do will be emailing the people who link to the competitor sites and just saying, hey, look, you link to these guys. This is a much better resource. Obviously, the majority of them are going to ignore that email. Sometimes that works, and we will legitimately be a better resource. So that could work well. So that's the plan. 2 or 3 days maximum to build this super specific micro niche site. And it is an SEO case study, so it could be a year before it sees any real traction. Because the site is so small, it might never see traction, or because the niche is so focused and we're able to cover everything when nobody else does, maybe it works, or maybe it works quickly. I have no idea. My honest expectations will be this won't work. Micro niche sites just you don't really see them anymore, but I'm curious to see what happens. So make sure you're subscribed if you do want to find out. I will post as soon as we have something interesting on the site. I am expecting to have it done. It should be live today. The content should be up probably starting today, probably finished maybe tomorrow. And then we'll get some links and things by the end of the week. So we should hopefully be indexed pretty quick. Any questions, comments below, you know the drill. And I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.